All right, my friends, welcome to episode 341 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony, the dev, at Summer Speak on Twitter. How are you doing this fine gaming weekend?
I'm doing okay. It's been a very busy weekend of not gaming. Well, not video gaming.
Yeah, you were doing some D&D stuff.
My son turned 12.
Damn,
so
milestone.
feel old.
Yeah, for sure. I do too. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck. It's been 12 years.
Not my kid, and it's been 12 years. Shit.
Yeah. But he wanted me to do a D&D party, so I ran D&D for him and 3 of his friends. There would have been 2 more, his other friends who are twins, but one of them got a fever, has not tested positive for COVID, but still had a fever. So they were like, neither one of them can come, which they were super bummed out about.
I bet. Especially if they hear how great it went.
Yeah, they were super excited too. Oh boy. Yeah, that one went well. It was fun. Kept all the cats herded, basically. They're 12-year-olds. They're chaos demons.
Yes, exactly.
But we got them through, and they had a good time, and so I did that. And then we actually had a weekend without rain, so I spent probably 4 hours today just outside doing yard work.
That's good.
Finally, because every weekend for the past, 3 to 4 weeks, the weekend rolls around, and it's raining. And I cannot, mow my lawn or do anything when the grass is wet. Because my house is just on enough of a hill in places, and my riding mower will not make it up those hills if it's wet. So,
wish we had some of that rain down here. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, we had from Thursday morning to Saturday morning was some of the wettest days in June in history. We broke into the top 10 wettest days.
Dang.
We had almost 2 inches of rain. Maybe some places had 2.5 inches.
I need to step up my purchase of property in Washington.
I guess so. We're definitely still getting rain on the west side of the Cascades up here.
Yeah.
East side, sorry, you're not getting any of it.
Those mountains blocking it off, leaving it for the liberals. Jeez.
Yeah, there we go. It's the plan, right?
It's God's. What do they say? It's God's plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no clue, but
yeah.
Eastern Washington is pretty much as screwed as Central and Southern California when it comes to drought conditions.
And well, yeah, especially Central. Yeah. I was thinking where I'm at, it's drought. There's not a lot of water. We do have the ocean that we can desalinate. Eastern Washington, not so much.
No, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot of ocean over there.
No.
Speaking of, this is a 30-second late segue, but speaking of God's plan, fucking Silk Song had a trailer today.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. This is all I wanted for non-E3 season. So we're going to catch up on everything for non-E3 up until Sunday night, which is the 12th. And there was a lot of stuff. We started with Sony. I guess there was something before Sony you were talking about before we got on mic.
Yeah, it wasn't... Some of the stuff is shown in other conferences, but basically Games Workshop, where they license out Warhammer 40K and fantasy stuff to a bunch of people, they once a year now kind of do their own thing called Warhammer Skulls. Steam usually has a sale, which they did this year, on Warhammer games, but they show off trailers and stuff for new things, and some of it looked particularly cool. I didn't bring it up last time, but there's there's 2 that I'm I'm gonna play these, which is Darktide. They're the people that is the game. It's Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, and it's the people that made Vermintide games.
Oh yeah,
and they're co-op, first-person combat games and RPGs. And I am down for a 40K version of that. And that actually got shown off, and I think in the PC game show tonight as well. And then that hasn't been shown off. They did this announcement called Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, which is a CRPG Warhammer 40,000 game being done by the people that did Owlcat Games, who did the 2 Pathfinder CRPG games. They just put one out in December, Wrath of the Righteous. And they're just known for like another studio that's really continuing that trend of like the Baldur's Gates, Neverwinter Nights gameplay and just modernizing it and moving it forward. And everyone's like, oh, they're going to be doing another Pathfinder thing or a Starfinder, just some Paizo RPG kind of thing. No, they're doing Warhammer 40,000, but you get to play as a rogue trader, which in the lore standpoint is a sanctioned, independent, like, trading company and vessel that travels between the different worlds and buys and sells things.
Pretty good license get.
Yeah, and I think it just is it's a great way to tell a story in that world, where that person can be around all the other stuff going on, but you're not just repeating being a space marine, basically. Which would probably make for a very boring CRPG.
Like one talent tree with one skill.
Yeah, you're just strong, you shoot things. But
so they
showed off a few things there, and then Sony had their thing.
Yeah, and we covered that last week. So if you want to know our thoughts on the Sony State of Play, check that out. This week we're going to I think we'll probably start with the Xbox Bethesda one since that's fresh in our heads that happened today. And then we can go back and hit on other things as well, including that batshit crazy Devolver one, which was...
I loved it so much.
It was so good. It was the first Devolver one I've actually liked. Oh, my God.
The writing was so snappy and good. I was laughing so much.
It was so good. It was irreverent but had a focus, which was nice. I found them to always have foci. But today started off Bethesda started off with Redfall. They had already delayed it. This is out of Arcane Austin, and it's a vampire hero kind of thing. I'm not sure.
Vampire, honestly, it reminds me of Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood style game, but your enemies are not zombies, it's vampires, and you're playing heroes who have like hero abilities and special abilities. A very arcane style of abilities. Like I was looking, I'm like, yep, these are the people that made Dishonored. Totally. Like this is very much their bread and butter, and they're just putting it into like that 4-person co-op kind of horde experience, horde survival kind of experience.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with and there's a couple games later that kind of speak to this as well. Because the stable is so big for Xbox, I feel like they can gamble on different experiences instead of trying to pin on a AAA, I don't know, mainstay. Like this feels different. I'm not sure that I'm super interested in it, but there are people who are.
And this will come up a lot right now. They can gamble on it, and they can put it on Game Pass and see how it goes.
Exactly, right. There is some benefit there with the ones that they own. Speaking of Game Pass, the next one, I was camping, so I wasn't watching, but I logged onto the Reddit just to see like the live blog or whatever, to see like how it started, just to give me a sense for like how this presentation was going to go. And the second thing was Silk Song, and I dropped my fucking phone on the cabin floor. I was like, yeah, Silk Song. And on Game Pass day one, it looks great. It looks harder than Hollow Knight.
So as a person who didn't finish Hollow Knight and stuff, I will say I look at it, I'm like, yep, this is a Hollow Knight sequel. Like,
yep,
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you didn't like Hollow Knight, like a person didn't like Hollow Knight, I'm not sure if they're gonna like Silk Song, because it's like Hollow Knight but faster.
Yeah, I'm like no, like for even me, I'm like, I'll play it, but I mean, I'm not the one say like I didn't like Hollow Knight. It just didn't grab me enough where I wanted to continue to keep playing it. Great quality of game, but just wasn't something in that vein for me. Put enough hours into it.
Well, if it dropped now, I would drop everything and play this game.
I'm sure you would.
That excited. And then after this trailer, Bonnie Ross, I believe, came out and said, everything you're going to see today is 12 months out.
Well, I mean, that could have been after.
That's what I was about to say, exactly. Did she mean stuff coming after she came out?
I don't know. The Twitter account said that that's held true for Silksong. And we've talked about in a little back and forth on our Discord, but basically, I have a feeling Xbox went to Team Cherry over this. Team Cherry said, we expect it to be out in 12 months.
Yeah.
We don't have a date, but we expect that. But really, when it comes down to it, Team Cherry they're not putting this thing out until they, for whatever in their head is what it needs to be.
Yeah.
It will come out. Because originally it was, 2020 when this was supposed to come out? I believe the Steam page originally said, like, a certain date in 2020.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like a small contained add-on for the game. And then they just said, no, we're going to make it a whole fucking game now.
Yep.
Which is great. Can't wait. But
so, and as I pointed out, their Twitter account doesn't even mention that this trailer was shown at all.
They didn't retweet any of it.
They didn't retweet that. They didn't tweet out the trailer. Like, the last time they've used their Twitter account is November 2021.
I think they lost their password.
Something. I'm just like, that's just me on them being like, oh, come on. Like, I get that people like Hollow Knight, but it would be nice to feel like you as a team were like doing a bare minimum on like marketing it along just a little bit. Of being
hiring someone to do like 5 hours a week.
Yeah, just being like, just go through social media, like and retweet some things that are good for us, or make some tweets that show out when a trailer drops randomly out of nowhere.
Exactly. Oh my god. Day one Game Pass. It looks fucking amazing. Yeah, so super cool. Next after that was Justin Roiland, his studio, High on Life, which is like, I guess they're just gonna, it's the same voice actor from Rick and Morty, but it's not.
No, it's Justin Roiland.
Oh, it's Justin Roiland. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's the first gun is Justin Roiland. Then they have other ones, but yes, I heard it, and I'm like, well, that's Morty. Exactly. Yeah, if you like his humor. It's just funny to think that all the guns are talking to you, and then the knife comes in. Stab. I just want to stab. Stabby.
It looked funny, man. It looked funny.
Yeah.
So, the next thing kind of surprised me is a venture with Riot Games where they're adding them to Game Pass, or if you have Game Pass, for League of Legends, Wild Rift?
Wild Rift.
Okay, Wild Rift. Valorant, Legends of Runeterra, and Teamfight Tactics. You basically unlock most, if not all, of the operators or characters or whatever.
Yes, you do. That was what it was. All the heroes in those games you get straight up, as long as you have Game Pass and you're playing it through Game Pass.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of
So
unlock.
It is, but then the other main place that Riot makes their money with, like League, is skins.
Oh, cosmetics.
And now Game Pass, you have Game Pass. You have all those heroes. Do you want to get some skins for those?
And the people who would have bought them anyways, I've already probably done that, so now they're getting new people in who are going to check it out.
Oh, yeah. I think this is... And I actually think this specifically speaks to how a lot of games will be on Game Pass in general. They will be games that will be like, here's a great play experience. Here's the whole game, everything you can do. But here are cosmetics or other ways to spend money.
Yeah, right.
The only bad part about this is if you leave Game Pass on some of these games, I don't know how it will work with League. If you leave Game Pass and you don't have those heroes anymore, but you have cosmetics for those heroes on your account... Do they go with you back to your normal Riot account?
Right.
Or not? That's where stuff gets a little complicated. Because you don't technically, on other games here, you don't technically own the game. It's a subscription.
Yeah.
So if you buy DLC content in the game, you that's great. You own the DLC, but you don't actually own the game. So it gets complicated. I'll say that.
Yeah, but I can see it just seems like a smart partnership where it's not like we're buying Riot Games, everything's on Game Pass. Like, no, we're going to partner, and then you can...
They probably gave them so much money for this.
I bet. That was a big fucking deal.
So much money.
So you got the first four announcements. I mean, Redfall's not an announcement, but it's just like hitting hard. Game Pass or Xbox is coming out swinging, man. Next one that I thought looked really cool. I didn't play A Plague Tale.
I didn't either.
But Requiem looks good. It looks almost like a medieval fucking Last of Us to me.
Kind of, yeah.
So I mean, that's enough for me to check it out.
Gonna be on Game Pass, so I'll probably check it out eventually. Because why not?
Exactly. This whole thing just told me, I don't use Game Pass that much right now. I probably will a little more in the future. This is like, I just need to keep Game Pass. So they did a good job of telling me I should keep paying them a subscription.
Yeah, and actually this now what I feel is truly after this, like, the main competition to Steam is now Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not going to be another marketplace showing up. It is going to be Microsoft's subscription service that is going to potentially start cutting into Steam's total revenue, because people will stop buying games on Steam.
Because you can get a lot of them for free here, or enough to fill up your time,
Yep. And a lot of people, I'm sure, and even myself, don't care about owning a lot of these games. Like, I'll play it and be done with it. I don't need to own it. Like, I'm never going to go back and play it once I play it one time or two times.
Well, that's the interesting thing I was thinking about with Shredder's Revenge. When I found out today it was digital only except for the limited run games. That's one I do want to own physical. So I pre-ordered that one, but I'm going to play it on Game Pass or whatever. For the most part, in this list, there's none that I need to own. I definitely want to own Silksong. So I will buy that one physically, but the rest, like, I don't need to own it to play it. Like, it's fine. I don't own, my Steam library. I don't fucking actually own that shit anyway. So,
yeah, I would say this. Yeah, that's the thing with it. I'm like, from the on one side you have owning a physical copy of the game.
Yep.
To owning a digital license of the game, Steam, GOG, or anything. To you don't own anything. You're just a subscription. Like, there's different degrees of ownership now, but there's definitely a point where I'm like, with you, I'm like, there's a lot of these games, I would just have Game Pass to play them and then be done with them, and I don't need a physical copy of a lot of these games. I don't even need a digital ownership of them. Again, because they'll just sit in my Steam library of them. I'll play it and then put it down and won't go back to it.
It's the interesting thing for a conference like this, and others as well throughout the years, where I'm like, except for Nintendo, I will see several games that look interesting, and I will never play them because I don't want to fork out the money to see if I like it or not. But this, for example, 2 games on here already we talked about, Plague Tale Requiem and High on Life. I thought they both looked great, but I'm like, I wouldn't probably buy those games. I have enough. Yeah. I would talk myself out of it. I don't need to. I can try out for an hour, and maybe one of those will stick, and I'll finish it. Who knows? Yeah. Obviously that's the whole Game Pass model, but I'm starting to see it take even more shape this time.
Yeah, it really is. Microsoft's vision is really coming into focus now on the future of what their games division is and what Game Pass means to it. So yeah, it's crazy. And then then they went into 2 of their first party games. We have Forza Motorsport, which is Forza 8, but they're just dropping the number now. Yeah. And just calling it Forza Motorsport. It's pretty. It's real pretty. Yeah. Oh my god, and the thing that is that where this separates it a bit from Gran Turismo, cars take damage in Motorsport. I don't know how the hell they got the companies to allow that. Right. Because that's always the big thing, is the manufacturer's like, no, you can't show our car is not pristine. But it's meaningful. And again, this is on Game Pass, so why not? I'll probably try it. Because why not?
Because Gran Turismo, I thought I would, it's just like car porn. Like, that'd be cool to check it out, like the museum quality of that game. But I'm not interested enough to buy the game. Yeah. Again, here, I don't have to. I can check it out for 2 hours and move on.
Yep. Same with Flight Simulator. Yeah. Which had some cool stuff in there. They were showing some of the classic flights and everything, like Spirit of St. Louis and all these the history of flight. It's becoming very much a celebration of flight in a lot of ways. And then they showed a pelican from Halo.
Yeah, that blew my mind at the end there. Wow.
Sure, why not? Let's do it. They did a couple weeks ago put a Top Gun experience into the game.
Yeah. That still feels that seems to have fidelity to real world flight as opposed to a pelican.
A pelican? Yeah, pretty much. Weirdly, I think that was the only Halo thing in this entire conference.
It was.
Which is
Isn't that interesting?
Fucking weird.
Yep, Halo is radio silent here.
That kind of is, and I expect that might be more on Tuesday, maybe, to show the next season. So. But I've looked at numbers and generally had a sense, and it's not doing great Infinite multiplayer wise. It's just it failed to capture much of an audience right now. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, more audience than Battlefield 2042, but
that's a low bar, man.
It is a low bar. It's unfortunate, but it's definitely, it's like the multiplayer did not resonate for people. Even barring any of the Battle Pass stuff that's going on, it clearly just, the style of Halo multiplayer that exists just in today's market doesn't capture mindshare as much as it once did.
I was thinking about this the other day because I was one of those people who dropped in at the beginning, played with some friends for a little bit, and then dropped out. And it's just like, why did I drop out? And it's just the multiplayer feels old to me. It feels like it has too many old components that aren't really compelling to me. It just feels long too. It's like they're not quick matches, and they're not. I don't know. The focus of the match is a little opaque. To me, at least. I know Halo veterans, sure, you know, whatever. Like, and this feels like a game made for people who've loved Halo for a long time, and that's just not me, and it didn't hold me.
Yeah, and that shows, I think, and it shows that it's not here at all.
Right.
It's really weird that they didn't put something big here for like what the next season was or some hype, but no, because then they moved to our first Activision Blizzard thing in this thing, which makes sense because Microsoft is for sure probably closing that deal and owning this company. So
I hope just getting them sooner than better.
They still said 2023 it should be done by. I expect it's going to be early. Like, I assume, when did they announce? January?
Been a while, so yeah, that makes sense.
So I think it'll probably take about a year. I bet it'll be done early. The first 3 months of 2023 is probably going to be done.
Just get it done before Diablo 4, because I don't give a fuck until Kotick is gone. I feel like
he doesn't want to be there after that point, I assume.
No way. This whole thing has to include him leaving. Like, when we take ownership, you're ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you got your money, you can go. Like, does he really want to have to report in to
Phil Spencer?
Yeah, like, actually be under other people. He doesn't seem like the person that's like, I was running this thing. Now I have to deal with more bureaucracy above me, and just take your money and go, dude. Like, you know, it's just better for everybody. Enjoy. It's better for you, better for everybody else.
Just go now. Get the fuck out of here.
No, the deal has to go through.
I know.
But Overwatch, has to get his money.
Right, yeah. Right. Overwatch 2, though, it's like October, I think. Is that October 4th?
Yeah, free to play.
Yeah, free to play. They jettisoned the buy model for this one. Yeah. Game Pass, you need the fucking audience, you know?
Yeah, basically.
I believe it's PC and PS5 as well, though.
Yeah, it's across everything, I think.
Yeah.
Is the goal. But still. Yeah. But that's kind of a thing of just being like, yep, Game Pass, here you go. Have Overwatch. Overwatch 2. Which again, it's another game I don't know how well it fares now in today's shooter market. Hero shooter especially market. Like, I remember they did when was it? It was probably a month and a half ago. There was like an Overwatch 2 kind of like streamer beta thing.
Yeah.
And it had moderate to positive reviews playing it, being like, yeah, it feels like Overwatch, but not anything greatly different. And
right, like, why does it need a 2?
Why does it 2 is, like, if I go to Twitch, like, what kind of audience does Overwatch pull in right now? Like, the biggest shooter is Valorant by far. Valorant is always up in the top 5, like, in viewership players. Apex is usually up there, Fortnite, and then, like, COD Warzone. Those are, like, the big ones.
Yeah, and the Valorant thing is, because of the Game Pass thing, I will check that out finally on PC. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, I haven't played it. Saw streamer I watch play it a lot. Boy, is it just as toxic as every other Riot game. Their community sucks. I hate. It's not even their fault. I'm just like, man, this is the community you get when you make like super highly competitive games, team-based. Because boy, are people just assholes.
Cool.
Get yelled at by 12-year-olds. Enjoy that.
Can't wait.
I get yelled at by a 12-year-old consistently every few days. It's not fun.
Can't wait.
Yeah. But I'm even looking, I'm like, where the hell is Overwatch in this thing?
You're still going down the list, looking for it.
I found it. It's how many are in a row? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's in the 40s, most viewed right now.
Wow.
It kind of pops up if there's some event going on for it, but even overall, it's not. I wouldn't consider it a mainstay of shooters anymore. It kind of lost its footing to the battle royales that are really popular, and Valorant kind of took a lot of its competition on the like hero shooter aspect. So, so I don't know what 2 does.
Yeah, exactly. What does 2 do that's different? And when this launches October, there's no PvE. It's just PvP.
Yeah.
So I assume that's coming at some point, and that might be the paid piece. I don't know.
Yeah,
the Activision stuff for the most part so far is not in Game Pass. Like Diablo 4, which was later, is not Game Pass game. Which is a weird bit of messaging to have.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just because the deal's not final yet, but I don't know.
I mean, I could see it not being Game Pass for a while, then eventually becoming Game Pass potentially. Or
like second year kind of thing, older.
Or doing it a different way of you still buy it, but because you have Game Pass, you get bonus in-game like content. They did tweet out. That's the thing. We'll get to that later. Actually, Let's continue through. There's some other tweets from Blizzard devs that are talking about 4.
Okay.
But the next one was Aura History Untold, which kind of seems like a Civ type game.
That's what I thought. That's what struck me as too.
I don't know the devs, Oxide Games. I just saw it and I was like, okay, it's a Civ. Someone wants to try their hand at making another Civ game that's not Civ. They made Ashes of the Singularity. And team members have worked on Civ, Command and Conquer, and Galactic Civilizations. So yeah, this is like one of their first things.
Seems like a Game Pass game, like someone getting their feet wet on something and see how it goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Elder Scrolls Online High Isle. There's a new update coming to Elder Scrolls ESO.
Next.
So. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Next.
It's on a Game Pass. Cool. Anyways, Fallout 76, the
next
PITT. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels.
That's cool.
Yes.
I was like, man, that looks really fun.
I definitely want to load that up and try that. I haven't tried 5 yet, which I need to because I like Mexico. So I would love to cruise around Mexico.
Yeah.
Especially in Hot Wheels.
There's a lot of
orange ramps.
Nostalgia for seeing those orange ramps and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like I'm like, oh yeah.
Arc 2, do anything for you?
Not really. I played a little bit of the first Arc and was like, yep, cool. Next. Like,
yeah.
Scorn looks gross.
I fast forwarded as fast as I could. Nope, I'm scrubbing through this. Thank you. And I scrubbed halfway through Flintlock. Flintlock. The fuck this thing is wrong here. The Siege of Dawn. I thought looked interesting.
Yeah, it's a total Game Pass game. That's one I'm like, I don't know if I take a chance on this or not, but if it's on Game Pass, sure, I'll try it. It looks like a mix of Souls-ish combat with more of an Assassin's Creed kind of open world going on there. It really reminded me a bit of Assassin's Creed.
And that's a cool mashup. So it's definitely a check it out kind of vibe. It reminds me of the what the fuck was the sci-fi ripoff of Souls? I can't remember. It had two
Remnant.
No. Fuck, not Elix.
I know what you're talking about though.
Ugh. God, it's like Legend. It's right on top of my tongue. God damn it. Anyway, just like not a ripoff, but like an iteration, and see how it goes. It looks interesting. I think I might try it out. Next one was Minecraft Legends, which had a big preamble to get to what the game was. Obviously, it's Mojang and looked like Minecraft, but it's a
strategy game. Strategy game. It's like almost RTS-ish, but in some ways, like you're collecting villagers and stuff and going through the overworld, but like you're a character still in the overworld. So I think there's games like Overlord, which was one a long time ago. I'm trying to think of other games that put you as like you're the commander on a battlefield. The metal game from Double Fine was that.
Oh, that wasn't called Heavy Metal, was it?
No.
Fuck. I know what you're talking about. Jack Black was in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the game, everyone's like, "What is this game?" Because everyone thought it was going to be an action game, and then you get about a quarter of the way through the game, and it's like, guess what? We're actually an RTS. Which I think a lot of people bounced off pretty hard
at that point. Yeah.
God damn it! I know
the next game is an update to Astroneer that Anthony didn't tell us about. For the first 30 seconds, it's like, is this an update to Astroneer? In some way, There's a mech. You're farming. What's happening here? I just thought the aesthetic looks so similar, but I could be wrong because I'm not steeped in it like you are.
My funny thing with that was I was out doing yard work and I just had headphones in, listening to all of this through a streamer that I like. Him and a couple others were restreaming this whole thing and just adding commentary on top of it.
Of course.
But I was out just doing yard work, and they're not saying the names of the game, but they start this and they're like, "Hey," and one of the guys is like, "Is this Astroneer 2?" First thing was, I was like, "Did he really just say Astroneer 2?" And I was like, "This dude actually knows what the fuck Astroneer is and thinks this is 2? Crazy. All right." And I had to watch it later, and I'm like, no, not really. For me, I'm like, this looks nothing like Astroneer to me.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But I want to play it, though. I want to ride around in a world in a mech and farm. Why not?
A farming mech. That's what they should have called this thing. Yeah, it looks interesting.
Farm
confused.
Simulator space?
40K?
Yeah.
Next one was Gunfire Reborn. I don't remember this from the trailer. I guess I skipped this one maybe.
There was a point. This might be the trailers that were, because I don't remember this one either. We can move on then. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. The last case of Benedict Fox May cake seemed like had like some Metroidvania gameplay to it, but it seemed like some sort of mystery game too.
It could be cool. Again, perfect for Game Pass. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Check it out. Metroidvania has me interested, I guess.
Yeah.
Art style is very, bright. Not bright, but like the color palette is kind of not as dark as I would expect. So
yeah.
Next one's As Dusk Falls, which is coming out pretty soon, I believe. It's an adventure game, multiple endings.
Yeah, it's like, and the art style it's weird because you're like, I feel like they wanted to do an FMV game, but decided, no, we're not doing an FMV game. We're just gonna do like stylized still shots, paint overs of people actually doing stuff. Which I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm curious what the game is overall. But it says it's multiplayer, and I don't know how that works.
I don't, unless it's like, I don't know, like a Jackbox thing where you can like come in and vote on what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
This is X. What's that French studio that's under fire, in trouble? Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be interesting. Like, I'll probably check for reviews and see what's going on, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up to 8 players. I don't know what they do. I don't know how this works.
I don't know either. I just feel like you're voting on experience solo or multiplayer up to 8 players. It comes out in a month, basically.
Yeah.
Same day as fucking Stray. So sorry, folks. I'm probably playing Stray when that comes out, but I'll keep an ear out for sure.
Yeah.
Naraka Blade Point.
This game's been out for a while. I don't know. I've seen it around, and I know that it gets.
It's a
Battle Royale. That's why.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. That's why. Yep. Because when I was watching the trailer, I was like, what kind of game is this? It said like 50 people. I was like, 50 people doing what? But it seems like, it's a melee-based
punching each other.
Royale. Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
Next game, I thought when I first saw it, like, this looks dumb. And then as it kept going, it's Pentiment by Obsidian, which is the guy, I forget his name, Larson or something? Was like a narrative designer on New Vegas and some other Obsidian stuff, and kept trying to pitch this game for like a decade. He's really into I think he said medieval, but medieval history. And this is basically a narrative adventure game that he said in a previous interview was inspired by Disco Elysium.
Sold.
So
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, dude, it's like so weird, so bizarre. Tons of reading. The
Yep.
art style looks cool. Kind of like, I don't know, illustrated folio. I don't know.
Yeah,
Old
illustrated
medieval
folio.
text. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah, old like art you would typically see Renaissance style or
Yeah, exactly.
even some of it's pre-Renaissance style. It's like the stuff you see whenever you look up in the chapel ceilings in Italy and everything.
Yep.
But kind of modernized a little bit. But man, like I'm here for some weird stuff like that, or someone that just cares so much about that style and just pushing it.
Yeah, there was an IGN article interview with the lead designer. He's like, yeah, it's a niche thing. I just took a small team at Obsidian and we just did it together, and it's the kind of thing that Game Pass lets happen. I'm like, yep, let's spend a couple years or whatever on this small thing and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about that one. That one's November this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well. Next, we had Grounded getting a final like 1.0 release date. And it has the story content.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which I played some of the stuff when it first hit, whatever they call early access on Xbox First Look or whatever it's called. But yeah, it was a generally fun kind of like survival game. Neat take on it, Honey I Shrunk the Kids style.
Yep.
But it would definitely be interesting to see what they. Yeah, very
spider slider. Thank God.
It's very interesting. It's like no, because it's a real world spider that's just huge. It's not some crazy weird space spider or like weird monster where you can be like, oh yeah, it's kind of spider, but it's not real. But no, it's just a real spider that just in the game is huge. So trigger that arachnophobia for everybody. There we go.
Dude, after fucking Mandalorian episode, I had to watch with my eyes closed, man. Oh my God. Kept like open my eyes quickly, like, is it over yet? No, it's not. Oh my God.
They're on a planet with them. It's never gonna be over.
I'm a 40-year-old man closing his eyes.
Yeah. Again, perfect for Game Pass. I'll be curious probably to try that whenever it's September is its 1.0 release.
Yeah.
What was Erebin Shadow Legacy?
I don't remember.
That's not good.
I'm looking.
Because I don't know it either. I'm like, oh wait, it was this game. I just didn't know.
Like cell shaded kind of stuff.
Yeah, like cell shaded robot puzzle solving adventure game.
It just seems so
actiony
blurry to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I kind of tuned out. After this one was a big one, man. I think
it was big.
So it's Diablo 4, and when it started, I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is just gross." It was like dogs or something eating faces or whatever.
Yep. And then they showed the Necromancer.
Yep.
And as soon as that Necromancer showed, I was like, "This is Diablo 4.
Exactly.
Like that is a Diablo Necromancer through and through."
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, they showed off. That's the final class. So we have the 5 launching classes now, and then they went kind of to a dev showcase of being like, clearly this game looks close to being done.
That is exactly what stood out to me, and I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be because I played Diablo 4 4 years ago?
2018. But I mean and it was playable then in some form.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I think this game clearly comes out late spring, early summer next year. Yeah, like 100%. And please let Kotick be gone because I want to play this game.
That's exactly how I feel.
Bad.
I hope you're right that he's gone because I want to buy it and I won't if he's there. But it's open world, shared world. There's some events. Some of the events that I had played where it was just like a big monster shows up and all the bunch of characters run over and try to take it out. It was fun, man.
I think it's Destiny. That's what I assume when they have this like shared world kind of thing going on, is it's going to be somewhat Destiny-like, and how you're running around by yourself, but sometimes other people get pulled in to the same instance, basically, when these events happen. And like I'll be curious if they have other options there to let you either play completely solo, turn it all off, or put in like Elden Ring had like the group passwords. If you could put like a group password in, so you and your friends are the ones that just exist in this world. That's it.
Right.
That'd be a lot of fun. And please be gone. I want to play this game so bad. Like I saw, I was just like, I want this so bad.
And it's basically God, was it 13 or 14? It was 13, I think, when Diablo 3 came out. So it's been a decade.
Oh, no, it's longer.
2012.
Diablo 3, was it 12? I think it was 12. Yeah, it was May 2012 for that.
Damn.
When was Reaper of Souls? 2014? 2013? 2014. March 25th, 2014 was Reaper of Souls, and then it's just been on other things since then.
Yeah.
There's definitely a part I watched the show, I was like, I could play Diablo 3.
It made me want to. It made me want to.
That. I'm not giving anybody money to play Diablo 3. Like,
I just don't want them to have the engagement. Although I have so much to play. I can wait. But Diablo 4,
I'm such a sucker for action RPGs, though.
Yeah.
Or I could play Diablo 2 again for the
I'm still waiting for Kotick to leave so I can buy the fucking remake, you know?
Oh, I don't play. I was like, I don't need the remake. I'll just play Diablo 2.
Yeah.
But geez, like, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. The environments look good, man. It looks good. I didn't think the cinematic looked that great compared to other Diablo cinematics.
Well, the thing is that the cinematic is in-game, and they've been doing this in the last few character reveal trailers. That they just do in-game cinematics for it. They don't do the big CGI. The only big CGI trailer that we've seen for Diablo 4 is the intro story trailer where they show off Lilith.
Like, here's Lilith. Yeah.
Introduce the big bad.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I'm excited. Delay it till Kotick's gone so we can jump in day one.
I mean, either Kotick's going to be gone or they're going to be splitting that's the thing. Another thing that I think is a possibility when Microsoft acquires all this is it's not just Activision Blizzard anymore. Like, the studios get split off and report structurally into Microsoft Game Studio. Like, it's not just one monolithic Activision Blizzard anymore.
That would make more sense to me, to be honest.
Like, because you have Blizzard Entertainment is a division of Microsoft Game Studio. Activision is a division. Like, Activision is just a publisher, though. That's the thing about it. Like, Activision is... They have internal teams.
Sledgehammer and all those other ones, you know. Yeah, I could see that. That'd make more sense, because I feel like Bethesda has a different relationship, and I'd be excited for Blizzard Activision to not have that same relationship.
Yeah, there's a possibility. I'm like, there's a big possibility where they split it up, potentially. Where Blizzard just reports in, maybe Activision sticks around, and that's where there's Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward, because that's what Activision basically does now, is only make Call of Duty games.
Yeah, right.
And then King is its own thing as well. It may be better to be structured like that. Who knows? And I could kind of see Blizzard Entertainment working better under that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with all the stuff with Immortal, how that all's gone down. I think there's the getting out of that need of having that pressure of making money sort of thing.
Exactly. Just make a good game for. I mean, I was gonna say Game Pass, but it's not gonna be on fucking Game Pass. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, no, fuck that. This trailer says Game Pass here. That must be wrong. I thought they said that it was not going to be Game Pass.
I mean, so here's the thing. I have a feeling that they can't say it yet. If this company gets bought, if the deal closes, just like Bethesda, all first-party games are going to Game Pass.
I feel like it would have to. That's what you bought it for.
Yeah, so that's the thing with it. They can't say it now because they probably don't have that deal in line with Activision Blizzard on your games coming to Game Pass. But if the deal closes, which we assume it's going to, let's be honest, shareholders have voted, it's happening. Both boards are okay with it and happening. So it just needs regulatory approvals and the plan on how this is going to go forward and the transition plan.
Yeah.
Has to be approved, but unless regulation comes in and says no, which I really doubt when it comes to video games, I'll be honest, I don't see any governments really giving a damn with video game companies buying other video game companies overall.
Especially when there's still a lot of competition, even though there's conglomerates still going.
Yeah, but there's still a ton of indies and a ton of things, and there's not really if you want to say there's a monopoly on selling a game, then that's Valve, actually.
Yeah.
That's not here. 80% of the PC market is still through Valve. console market has shown that PlayStation is still the number one right now. Nintendo's still there. So, I mean, that's the hard thing. It's hard to prove that there's any monopoly with them buying Activision Blizzard.
There's a lot of money. Simply not, it's just a huge conglomerate, But I mean, fucking not Deep Silver, whatever the fucking
Embracer
THQ Nordic has become. Yeah, Embracer.
They're huge.
They're huge.
So I think it goes through, and when that goes through, all of Activision Blizzard's properties just go to Game Pass, just like everything in Bethesda went to Game Pass, and it's going like Starfield, which I show off at the end here. That's a day one Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. So Starfield's Game Pass, Diablo 4 is Game Pass.
Yeah, it will be Game Pass as long. But again, they cannot say it because I guarantee you, if the sale never happened, Diablo 4 would not be a Game Pass title.
Yes, that's right.
No way would Activision Blizzard be like, sure.
No,
and I don't.
No. They're gonna sell this thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it looks good. You said there were some developer tweets you were going to talk about at this point.
Yeah, there was basically because responding to. I have to find it. It was a developer who was responding to Diablo Immortal stuff. People being like, "Well, what kind of MTX is going to be in 4?" And they're like, "Nothing like." They're like basically that the only MTX is cosmetics and DLC level.
Right,
expansions and things like that. Or smaller things than expansions. Like Diablo 3 had the Necromancer pack, which was like $15 for a new character class. And that could totally be a thing in this, just because it sounds like the structure of Diablo 4 is very different than previous Diablos. Non-linear, open world, and they made it very clear in that dev interview trailer thing that just getting through the story is the first step.
Right, because then there's Endgame, which is a whole new piece of the game.
Which, honestly, this feels like them just coming for Path of Exile in that regard. Because that's what Path of Exile is. Getting through the story on Path of Exile is just the first step into a much larger game. Like MMOs typically were. And I think Diablo 2 and 3 did not embrace that at all. Like,
I thought 3 tried with like the rifts and stuff at the end.
that was 3's like, okay, we're going to do at least something here. But it was never like planned out from the start kind of thing. Yeah. This sounds like Diablo 4. They're planning from the start of being like, we want to make a game that you go through the story and then you hit end game. And there's new compelling activities once you beat the story. The game fundamentally changes how like what your desires of what you want to do are. Which is cool. So, but it sounds like that opens up more possibilities on how they might do content DLCs. So they don't have to be an expansion you wait 3 years for, pay $40 for. Like they can do, this year pay $15 and get a couple dungeons and a new character class. So
could fit with the Game Pass model where like the base game is on Game Pass and then the DLC is not.
Exactly. That will probably change things. So I want this game not associated with Codec so I can play it immediately when it comes out because holy crap.
Amen. Sea of Thieves Season 7. That thing is still going
strong.
Kicking ass, man. Yeah. I had a lot of fun when I played with you and Carl.
It was entertaining in a very kind of stupid way.
Yes, exactly right.
And I think that's why it survives, I'll be honest.
Just dumb fun with your friends. Like that's just get drunk and fucking
sell a ship and wreck things and then be, oh shit, we're sinking. Bail the water out. Go. Fix it. Yeah. But it still goes and it still has a good player base. So more power to Rare. Rare's doing great with that one. Then they had Ravenlock.
Yeah, there's some sort of like a portal fantasy maybe where you're going through a mirror into another world. It looks very. I couldn't even it looked like pixelated, but like really big blocky pixelated.
Yeah.
I don't know. The visuals struck me as 2 gens ago purposely.
Yeah.
Purposely. Almost like Valheim did. So
yeah, I think that. I mean, we're at a point where that kind of art style is somewhat retro.
Exactly.
We're old enough for that. We've moved past NES and SNES being the retro art style.
Yeah, that's sad. But I still have Silk Song, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Next one, fucking the guy made one of the guys who did Inside and Limbo called Cocoon, and boy, does it look good.
It looks weird.
Oh yeah, you come out like this plant vagina at the beginning.
I don't know. Like I'm here for it. Like I am here for just weird games. And is it on Game Pass? Yes, it is.
It got some like puzzle mechanics and some really I don't know how you would describe it. It's not maybe not cel shaded, but like the art style is very it's kind of blocky. I don't know how to describe it, man. You gotta look at it, but it has some weird sphere mechanics where you like go inside of a place and inside of that place, and it looks. I'm gonna check it out. It's a puzzle adventure, and it just fucking Inside was so good. I hope this is too. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty was next. It was
Team
an action
Ninja
RPG. Oh, it was Team Ninja. So when I saw it, I was like, "Is this Neo?"
Yeah, everyone thought that's what everyone was thinking. Was like, "This is Neo 3?"
Yeah.
It's not, but similar feeling. Like it's definitely Team Ninja Combat, but it's set in the like, what is that?
Ming Dynasty, Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese Ming Dynasty. That's what
I don't know. Yeah.
But it's just like historical action RPG-ish type thing. And it sounds like it was very much focused on being like, I don't know if it was coming to the US at all until this Microsoft deal.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was based on what
they reached out to them so clearly I think Microsoft, like the fact that it's going to be on Game Pass and through the whole thing is one of the reasons it's coming to the US and Western audiences to begin with. So
well, and they did say that they wanted more Japanese games.
They did.
Japanese publisher, developer, but it seemed like a Chinese story. But then we got the Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 3 Portable come into fucking Game Pass.
And all the Xbox consoles, like hell yeah. It's going to be great.
The thing the 2022.e3recap.com that we're looking at, it says platforms and it lists PlayStation 4.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to. I'm curious on because Persona 5 Royal is on PS4. Like that's
not the other two.
They are not. They've only been on PC. Oh no, Persona 4 Golden's on PC. Persona 3 Portable has not been ported to anything. Like,
it's not exactly.
There's no way to play that thing outside of its original PSP release, I believe.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I think you could play it on PS Vita.
Yeah,
probably
because you could play PSP games on Vita.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you could play it through the TV. So you could do a weird roundabout way to play it.
But there's no Switch on here. And I'm wondering, this has to open the door for P5 or P5 Royal to come to Switch eventually.
Please, just do it.
I'll play it.
I'll play it
for PlayStation.
I'm going to play it for. I'll play Royal. Oh yeah, if we'll just say P5 games. I played Royal once. I played the base once, but I will play Royal again on PC for sure. I will probably, and if it comes to Switch, I'll play it again. I love that game. I love those characters. I love that story.
One of the voice actors just passed away from P5.
What?
I can't tell you who the fuck his name is because I don't remember
No.
let me go find it. I don't remember the character he played because I don't have a connection to the characters very very much. I will find it while we're talking. But it was wow. All these Persona games coming to fucking Xbox and Game Pass, man. Whee!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's great. They deserve it. I want to check out with Persona 3 coming to PC. There'll probably be some mods for it that help with some of there's just some old game quality of life stuff that would be nice to be fixed up. And that P4 Golden has some PC mods that fix up quality of life stuff. So I assume P3P will have similar. Yeah. And then I want to play P3P. Because these are basically the modern Persona games. The first two Persona games, I've watched videos on them and everything, are very different than these Persona. Like the Persona 3 is truly like the renaissance of the Persona franchise. Kind of starts setting the foundation of that
It's like awakening for
yeah. You have the dungeon crawl side, and you have the like high school time management side. Like those are it solidifies those pieces, and they just run with it for the other two. And whatever Persona 6 will be, because that's going to come in at some point. Man, I've watched that trailer a few times that they showed it, because I'm just like, I love the music for all these games. They're so good.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that, though. But it gives Atlas another, like, year and a half, 2 years before they have to talk about Persona 6. So,
right, keep milking that tail, man. That's
yeah.
fucking great, you know? God, I cannot find the fucking voice actor. I thought it was on the games Reddit, but I'm not seeing it here.
I don't know.
Ugh. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to just try one more thing. So the next one after that was Spellforce? No, I'm on the wrong one. No, it's fucking Kojima.
Yeah.
Unannounced project for Xbox. There's been a rumor for a long time that he's doing something, and now he is.
Yeah, something. I saw some people like being upset online because he's abandoning Sony for Xbox. I'm like, his company was never owned by Sony. He's going to take money where he's taking money.
Exactly, man.
And that doesn't preclude him doing other stuff for Sony. Like, I wouldn't be surprised with the Death Stranding 2 eventually.
Yeah.
But there was like some deleted stuff about a game he was working on. It was called like Overdose or something.
Yeah, that's the horror game, I thought.
Yeah, there was something in that, and that was what everyone thought this was going to be shown, but they didn't have a title or what he's working on. But his company asked that the person who posted the rumors and kind of like the title like logo and stuff to remove it. So that's one way to confirm that it was probably true.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's probably the game this is in the end. But
yeah.
It will be a while before we know anything, at least another year.
The voice actor passed away is Billy Kametz. He was the English voice actor of Dr. Maruki from P5 Royal.
Oh, okay.
He was 35
he's young.
years old. Yeah, 35.
That's
colon
too
cancer.
bad.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's founded at stage 4.
Jeez.
Yeah. Maruki.
Yeah, Maruki is a character from Royal, specifically. One of the
He's not in P5.
No, he's only in P5R, and it's a really cool character.
Well, he's also the voice of Ferdinand. I think that's
Oh, yeah?
Fire Emblem.
Yep, I see it here. I actually just say an article. He's done stuff for Anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Attack on Titan, Evangelion, a newer dub of Evangelion that was done, P5 Royal, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and Pokemon games.
Damn.
So he'd done a fair amount. Yeah, that is rough. 35? No. That's just sad, actually.
Way too young. Way too young.
Yeah, way too young for especially something like that. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sad now.
Yeah, sorry to bring it down. Let's finish out with Starfield, which had
No Man's Skyrim?
No Man's Skyrim. That when our friend had written in Discord about the update to No Man's Sky, I was like, which update are you talking about? The one from a couple weeks ago? And he was referring to, this Starfield is an update to No Man's Sky.
I mean, it does look like No Man's Sky, but with depth.
Yes.
That's kind of shots fired at No Man's Sky, but No Man's Sky I find is shallow as an ocean. Like, shallow as an ocean. Wide as an ocean, shallow as a puddle.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
It's like, damn.
There we go. It's just a giant puddle because there's a lot of systems and a lot of things you can do, but you just can't do much with it.
Yeah.
This Starfield, I mean, they spent 15 minutes going into this game on like what you can do, and when they showed that you could build a spaceship, I was like, I'm done. Like, I guess this is where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, look, I thought it looked good. I thought there were some complaints about how it looked, but I thought it looked good.
Yeah, I thought it looks. I would put it this way: none of Bethesda games have ever been like groundbreaking visually.
Yeah, right.
Like that's just not what they do because of the scale that they're trying to be at and everything. There's definitely considerations on like the fidelity that they go for, so they can still make assets at a reasonable pace and make it run. So that I go in expecting that. Combat still looks a little bit janky, like Fallout combat, shooting. Like I'm like, Bethesda, your worst parts of your games have always been the combat. I'll be honest.
Yes, that's true. I hope there's I don't know, every once in a while it kicks over to third person in the trailer, but I don't think there's third person mode. I think it's first person mode.
I don't know. I think maybe you could choose to be in third person. I wouldn't be surprised. And if not, if it's on PC, there'll be a mod to make it so you can be in third person.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty
it'll
quickly.
Probably be fine, but I prefer third person to first.
Yeah.
But it's not a deal breaker. But I do like that there's stuff to do on the planets. They said there's like 1,000 planets to explore, and I'm not sure those 1,000 planets are going to have cool things to do. But
I'm curious on how they're doing that. I mean, it's not procedural. Procedural each time you play, like No Man's Sky is procedurally generated planet. But part of me thinks that they're using. There's a lot of tools that have come out in the many years since things like Skyrim and the earlier Fallouts that allow you to like procedurally generate a level or something in basically an editor, and then you can go and start tweaking it.
Yeah.
And I feel like to get 1,000 planets, they have something like that, where they can give like a general planet definition and like properties, and this thing can just churn out different iterations of that planet until they find something that they like, and then the level designers can go in and start like individually placing things, tweaking the level, the planet to fit the narrative that they want to say there. But I don't expect every planet. When they say they have 1,000 planets, I expect a lot of them are just going to be rocks.
Yep. Go get some resources.
Like the real world, real universe, yes, exactly. I should say, where most terrestrial planets are rocks that do nothing, or ice.
Goldilocks planets, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that does excite me eventually about that is think of all the stuff that modders can do with that.
Oh, man.
They can just pick a planet that's just a rock and be like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to make a mod that just puts an incredible narrative on this planet. Just adds a ton of stuff to it.
I didn't even think of that, because
my dream would just be a database. So you could go through, pick the planets. You want like, well, show me all the mods that do stuff for this planet. Okay, I want that one. Okay, next planet. Like, you can just pick and choose.
Yeah.
On planets, like what you would want. Different versions. Oh, that'd be amazing. A
lot of potential.
It is a lot of potential. I am excited for it. I mean, it's the first Todd Howard A-Team Bethesda game since Fallout 4.
And it's the first one that has been a new IP.
Yeah, in a very long time.
Very long time, exactly. So all those things are exciting. I think I've never really connected with a Bethesda game, so I'm not sure if I will for this one either, but I'm glad it exists, and we'll see what the reviews look like.
Considered if I've ever connected with one, but I put a lot of hours into them.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with it. Yeah. I always just have fun in the worlds.
Yeah.
I rarely ever do any of the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's worth it, at least.
But I still have fun just finding and doing random things.
Yeah.
And this one lets me build outposts on planets and build spaceships. So
yes.
I know where my hours are going to go. Trying to build the coolest spaceships and collect the best crew.
It looks good. I'm glad they delayed it, because, if it comes out polished, instead of all buggy.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. I mean, it's still going to be buggy. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's Bethesda game, but hopefully they can help maybe smooth out any of like the big blocking bugs. Those are the ones that could sneak through sometimes that are painful. But yeah, overall, I will say this conference felt like E3 to me.
It did. Finally.
None of the other ones actually felt like... Well, the Devolver one kind of felt like E3 to me, because that's just what Devolver does every
exactly.
E3. Yeah. But this one brought the goods.
It did absolutely. Like, if, I don't know, no other conferences existed and this was it, this would be enough. There's so many good things here. And I like that they focused on, and we'll see if it hits, but like, these are games you'll play in the next 12 months. We're done putting trailers out for games you'll see in 6 years.
Yep.
Which cut out a lot of their heavy hitters. There's no Gears here. There's no Perfect Dark. There's no Halo. There's no, whatever. And they still had a ton of shit, And I know that some of it's just a function of buying Bethesda and potentially buying Activision Blizzard, but
that's why they did it.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly.
There was no Avowed shown here, and I did some research on that. It's been not rebooted, but they basically scrapped a big chunk of it, and it's had like its directors changed. So it's probably years again before we see that. So clearly something Obsidian? Wasn't happy. Yeah, that was a. Yeah. No, that was In Exile.
Oh, In Exile, got it.
That was like it was the game. Avowed was set in the
Pillars universe, right?
Yeah, maybe it was. No, it's Obsidian. It's Pillars.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not In Exile. Did In Exile get bought by Microsoft? It is.
They did, and they had a different game, which also was not here.
Yeah, they haven't shown anything. It's the last thing that In Exile's done was Wasteland 3. So that was in 2020. So yeah, they're probably working on something else. But yeah, Obsidian went back to the drawing board a little bit on Avowed. So
maybe just announced it too early.
Most likely, because I mean they only showed it. The last time it was seen was very much a concept trailer kind of thing going on, right. No real gameplay.
Well, and that's the thing that Xbox is avoiding this time. We're not doing any of that. We're going to put what we know is coming out. Right, Team Cherry?
I mean, I'm sure they talked to Team Cherry, and Team Cherry's like, yeah, we'll be out. I don't trust Team Cherry to actually be out. Let's be honest.
Sure. Thank you for that money. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, yeah, because Obsidian is also working on Outer Worlds 2, and that wasn't shown.
So that's right.
So that means it's not out in the next year, which is fine. So they have Pentiment they're working on. They're finishing Grounded, and then they have Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 cooking right now. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And, the other thing that's nice is that it leaves the door open for another Xbox showcase in like 3 months. Like, here's the shit that's way far away.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that too. So, I'm flipping through some of the pages of these, the recaps of the trailers from other places, and I've seen Netflix Games has the Queen's Gambit chess done by Ripstone, who did the chess games that I played. We just watched Queen's Gambit, so I know this is basically just a skin on top of a chess game. I'm not sure if is it just on Netflix?
I don't know. So this is the thing. I don't know how this works. So I downloaded Pointy, which is a little mobile puzzle game. But basically, I went into the Netflix game. I have iOS on my iPhone. And there was a section for games now. And it shows you the games.
In your Netflix app.
In your Netflix app. And then it takes you click on it, it takes you, opens the store, and it's like, hey, do you want to download this? And it auto connects your Netflix account to the game. Like, this is Netflix games. Like, it's just part of your subscription for Netflix. You start getting and they're all very mobile games focused. So I'm curious, which makes sense for how Netflix works. I was just like, oh, okay, let's do this. So yeah, I downloaded Pointy, which was a ridiculous kind of fun little like action jumper thing. Keep climbing higher.
I'm going to check it out because I liked Queen's Gambit quite a bit.
Yeah, so at least that's I'm trying to go in there now. It was surprised. It wasn't like at the top of the Netflix app, but I just kind of browsed down the main page under my account, and it was there. There was a whole like, hey, here's the games tab. Only on Netflix. Yeah, there was a banner under the, like, for me, the top 10 movies in the U.S. thing that was there. Yeah. And then it was like games, and you have Pointy, Nittins, Exploding Kittens, the game.
Oh, shit.
Townsman, A Kingdom Rebuilt, Stranger Things 3, the game.
Right.
Dungeon Dwarves, Crispy. I mean, there's just a bunch of mobile games.
Cool. Well, I might go check that when I get my phone. I left it in the house.
But yeah, that's a thing that exists now, is that Netflix has mobile games that are just part of their service.
Yeah, cool. I'm clicking through the trailers, and I just clicked on the Turtles one.
Turtles one looks pretty good, and they just were like, hey, it's out next week. Go.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that because it came out after the last podcast, but Turtles Shredder's Revenge got a fucking release date. It is June 16th, and it's day one on Game Pass. Yep. Which is like, I'm surprised Xbox didn't say that for their showcase, because that's a big fucking deal. But I guess they wanted to throw a bone to Keighley.
Yeah.
What a cool reveal.
It was. And that had they announced Casey Jones?
No, that was also
So
announced.
that was the announced.
Yep.
It was the Casey Jones announcement. So it's like 1 to 6 player, and out next week. Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
Yeah,
I hope it works out. It plays well. I really
well, it's
do.
the same ones who it's not EMU.
Yeah.
So I have faith.
Yeah.
My wife got me a Father's Day go away for 2 days thing by myself, which is after the 16th. So you damn right you know what I'm doing. Very excited.
Very cool.
Yeah, cool stuff. Lots to play. Speaking of playing, what have you been playing this last week, if anything?
Did I play nothing actually?
Aha. All right.
Yeah,
That
it's been a pretty
my week.
pretty quiet week when it comes to games. A couple of things gotcha games on mobile that I'm just not spending money on, but nothing that I'm invested in. I've just kind of been between games. I've thought about that I have Game Pass at least through August with it's $1 a month for 3 months right now. So everyone should just do that. I've thought about Citizen Sleeper. That seemed an adventure-ish kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm pretty sure I've got all sorts of crazy stuff to play and do Game Pass right now. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, I could just load this thing up and just... What games were recently added? Assassin's Creed Origins is on there. Oh, we should bring that up. There's been no Ubisoft games through this entire thing.
That
Zero.
has been weird, because the Riot thing I thought was going to be a Ubisoft partnership, and it sure wasn't.
No. And I expected to see Ubisoft in some places here, but nothing at all. Like, they're not doing their own conference or showcase.
Right.
Maybe there's a Nintendo Direct where they're going to show Mario vs. Rabbids 2 this week.
I fucking hope so, because I thought it was supposed to be this year. But also, when is that Nintendo Direct going to be announced? Should always be the Tuesday, right?
I would think.
But so is there a chance Nintendo comes out tomorrow and says, "See you on the 14th"?
Tuesday. Possible.
See you tomorrow.
I mean, that's any week that's possible, but I would assume that one would be happening soon. They have stuff to talk about, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would assume so.
Like, they have to tell us what games we should be excited for on Nintendo in the next 6 months.
Yes, exactly.
Because Strikers is out. What else is coming out?
Striker came out.
Splatoon 3 is...
Xenoblade 3, Splatoon 3 is coming out. Pokemon, Scarlet and whatever. Those three.
Right.
And Fire Emblem, Three Houses, Heroes, or whatever. So, those 3 things? Yeah. I mean, Rabbids needs to come out this year. Unless it's being delayed, of course, it's possible. So, maybe.
Yeah.
Nintendo having not announced it yet. Like, they don't need to announce it now. They can wait until the news cycle pivots towards them, I guess. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to wake up tomorrow and it says, tune in on Tuesday for a Direct.
Yeah, because there's still another couple conferences still trickling out over this next week.
Capcom is tomorrow, I think. Or is it the 14th?
I'm looking at the schedule right now. The recap site is great on this. We have Guerrilla Collective 3.5 tomorrow, Capcom Showcase tomorrow, Xbox Game Showcase Extended on the 14th, and that's it. That's it. Like, so basically it's through Tuesday right now, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Capcom Showcase could have some good stuff in it, potentially. Maybe. I mean, I guess it's Monster Hunter is going to be in there. Street Fighter will be in there.
Yep.
Resident Evil will be in there. Maybe some other things. Maybe a Mega Man something or another. Wouldn't be bad.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Here's a new Mega Man. I like it.
Yeah, who owns Castlevania? Is that Konami?
That's Konami.
Yeah. Why the hell isn't Konami? The Netflix show. There's a new Castlevania anime.
Oh,
happening.
Nice.
Castlevania Nocturne, and it's a spinoff, and it stars Richter Belmont.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it a series or is it a movie?
Series.
Oh, cool. I like this.
They finished up the current Castlevania one. I still need to watch the final season of that.
I do too. And now I'm in work and watch things in the background mode, so I'll probably cue that up next.
Yeah, that was
more
Trevor. Which game is Richter from?
Richter is from. I thought he was from the GBA games. Richter Belmont.
No,
Dawn of
not the
Sorrow or
GBS.
something. No.
Rondo of Blood.
Oh yeah, that's not one I've played. So, but Richter's in. It's Simon and Richter, right? Who are in Smash Brothers.
Yes.
So for some reason, Richter is a popular one that I don't know much about.
Appearance: Rondo of Blood, Dracula, X Chronicles. He was in Symphony of the Night.
There we go.
Nocturne of Recollection. He was in Portrait of Ruin, which was a GBA one.
Yeah. Okay.
Was he in?
Well, if he was in Symphony, if he's the main character in Symphony, of course, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, that will be the one that will get people excited. Yep. But it's interesting. It's just a spinoff, new character, new storyline.
Great.
I mean,
same showrunners and stuff?
I don't know. I don't think they... I would hope so. Like, it was popular enough. I would hope that they would use a lot of the same team to head it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The series director, Samuel Dietz, will be returning.
Nice.
As well as Castlevania writer Clive. So the writer and director are continuing with it.
Great.
So
okay.
There we go. That's happening.
Yep. Awesome.
So, yeah.
For me this week, same as you, I have played hardly anything. Just been work. Deep into the night. But I did play, because it came out on Friday, and I played with my daughter yesterday, Mario Strikers, which is like their sports offerings are shallow lately, man. Like there's 10 characters. There's not a lot. There aren't any modes really. So I almost canceled it, but it had shipped by the time I thought about canceling it when the reviews came out, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to stick with it. And I'm glad I did, because my daughter loves it. It's fun. Like the gameplay itself is fun. There's not a lot to do besides just play the game, but there's a lot of depth to the gameplay. And my daughter, we played like 6 matches. She just wanted to keep playing. She loved it. In those 6 matches, I scored 0 goals. My daughter scored 5. She was excited as shit for scoring too. Yeah, it was great.
Does button mashing work? Because I'm sure there's a lot of button mashing.
She was button mashing A because she wanted to know which button was shoot. She didn't care which button was pass. So I would just feed her the ball and she would shoot it and score.
Nice.
It was cool. And then we played. We have a screen time limit, so we turned it off, and she wanted to play soccer in the house with the super strike or the hyper strike or whatever. So every once in a while I'd toss a balloon into the soccer field we were playing on, and she would grab it and have a superpower and do a super kick. So she just play acting it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
I wish her favorite characters were in it. Toadette's not in it. Rosalina is though, and Peach. She likes them and Toad. So we've been having a lot of fun. Really cool. But that's fucking it, man. We played for 40 minutes, and that's been the extent of my gaming this week, man. This new position is like a lot.
Killing you.
It's just a lot.
I'm sure.
Which is fine. That's what it is, and it's interesting. I like the work. It's just a lot. So, it is what it is. So this was episode 341, my lord, of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you like us, rate us on your podcast service of choice. Tell a friend, tell your mom. And we will see you next week when we will recap, I hope to God, the Nintendo Direct. If not, then all the other stuff that's still to come.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot to come. So stay with us, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Later, everyone.